this team needed that rest and to get away and to
I don't think we needed to get away and we needed rest. We needed to maintain and keep on going. Yeah, it's just like you break up with a relationship. You need a bad week, you want to keep on going. I want to keep on going. I want to keep on moving. I want to keep on progressing. I want to keep on going forward. That's how I'm built to go forward. That's how man and woman is built to go forward. And we're thankful. We're appreciative. We didn't have many injuries. I think we're going to get maybe a couple players back due to injuries, but overall, I think we've been pretty good injury-wise.
Oh, yeah, I heard you go, Mike Hill! Mike Hill
What's
is
up?
here.
What's
man,
up,
good
man?
to see you.
Same
Never
here.
apologize for being what? For being what?
For
What's your
being
shirt
dope.
say? You say, oh,
Never
okay.
apologize
Listen,
for- Yeah.
Co-sign. I agree.
Yes.
Don't apologize for it. So Deion Sanders is not apologizing for who he is. He has been himself the entire time. Now, I didn't think I wanted to talk about this, but just sitting there listening to him, and I know you know this very well.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of team do you think he has? In other words, like we look at some coaches and we say that coach is doing a really good job because the team should be, 8 games under 500 and they're 500, or that coach is doing a bad job because the team is underperformed. We talk so much about Prime and the cultural impact of Prime and who's checking for Colorado, but I'm just wondering what you think of him as a coach and what he has done with this team. What is this team and what has he done to it?
I think he is a good coach who's brought together a team full of talent that has yet to reach its full potential yet and is missing a couple of pieces to be contenders right now. Deion Sanders reminds me a lot of Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson wasn't an X's and O coaches, but he was a coach of men. He was a coach that got egos and attitudes to come together, and he was able to bring them together, and they respected him. So these players that are coming from around the nation, whether it be
Can't
from
do
the
it right now,
transfer
bro.
portal-
Not right now. Hey, I can't do it right now. I'm on the air. Oh yeah, I'm on the air. You got to close that. Hey, how about that? This is real, man. This show's real. This show's real.
I thought Brown was coming in. I
was like, hey, man. Hey, listen, plumber is here. The plumber is here. I was like, okay, I'm gonna come in and do the show. I said, nah, listen, I ain't got time to holler at him and tell him, hey, man, I'm gonna be in here. I'm doing the show. So I was like, look, man, hey, it's almost showtime. I'm gonna go there and I gotta talk to Mike Hill. He'll figure it out.
That's real life stuff.
Sure enough.
That's real.
Listen, this is what I hear. I'm like,
hey man, just as long as like water doesn't start squirting from everywhere, bro, and there's an emergency, there's a backup, plumbing, sewage start coming everywhere, and all of a sudden I'm doing the show by myself because your computer's fried. Okay, I like it. Hey, but here's the thing, man. My housekeeper's about to come, and I said, hey, can you wait until 2:00 Pacific time? Because I knew I was doing this show. So that's the thing about it, bro. I understand. But that's real life stuff. I thought it was Prime coming in.
You thought who was coming in?
I thought Prime was coming in. I thought Prime was walking through your door.
Hey, I was like, no. Listen, if Prime was coming in, I'd be like, come on over. Come on over. Let's talk about it. Take over. And then Prime would say, hey, listen, I'm not a moment, I'm a monument. Or one of his little phrases. I'm a monument.
But that's what makes him so great. But Holley, that's what makes him so great is that he is a moment. He is a monument. He is everything that we actually want in somebody with that kind of swagger. And that's why he's able to bring and attract these players. That he just got a great recruit for the class of 2025, I believe, a quarterback that's going to play Deion Sanders in a couple of years. I mean, he has been everything that we expect him to be. The most important thing about Deion is that he knows that he is not the greatest coach in the world yet, but he has hired people. Maybe he needs to get a different defensive coordinator in a couple of years, but he has hired people around him that knows how to coach and to mold these men. Even bringing in consultants like T.O. and Warren Sapp and Michael Irvin and having that kind of pedigree to have those guys learn from some of the best Hall of Famers in the world, that is going to pay dividends. I'm wondering what you think about Colorado for the rest of the season, though, because we know they've won 4 games. They've lost 3 of the last 4 games. They need 2 more games to become bowl eligible, and they got a tough schedule coming up. Yeah,
I mean, the only way I see it, Mike, is the middle two, really, essentially. I don't like him at UCLA. I don't like Colorado or UCLA. I don't like him against Oregon State. Or you want to talk about a quarterback at Oregon State? Hey, he left Clemson, and he really is making his way at Oregon State. So I like him. Yeah. So it's got to be Arizona. They got to beat Arizona and Washington State. And
That's gonna be tough.
I feel like they'll fake. I feel like, okay, now I know on paper you look at that and say that's what the wins are, but we're in this position because we didn't expect Colorado necessarily to beat TCU at the very beginning. I know TCU is not what it was last year, but we didn't expect that. Some people didn't expect Colorado to even beat Nebraska. So those are, out of their 4 wins, 2 of them are unexpected. Are they able to get 2 more unexpected ones and get themselves to a bowl? I think they'll find a way to do it. I wouldn't put a lot of money on it. That's coming up later in the show. I wouldn't put a lot of money on it, but I think it's going to happen. It just tells you, though, Mike, that Stanford loss was just devastating for them. It was devastating for them because you get that one. You get win number 5. All you have to do is just grab 1 more. And then that 1 more win, like for a lot of teams, they say, 6 wins. That's not going to get us to a great bowl. That's not going to do much for the program. But for Colorado, when you've been down for so long and you won a game last year and you turn around the very next year and have the nation talking about you and you get yourself to a bowl, that does wonders for recruiting. That does wonders for the collective, the community psyche. So that's huge. But that Stanford loss, they're going to look back on that, and it could cost them. It's going to cost them some money.
That was devastating.
It depends on how
to
much
have
money.
a 29-0 lead at the half and to blow that in the second half of that defense, whatever. These, like you said, it's critical. They got to get into the bowl game. I think you want to finish strong. All the hype that was around Colorado to begin the season, they deserved the hype. Don't get me wrong, because Prime was in there and they won those games, whatnot, and nobody expected them to win 4 games. But to get into a bowl game, and let's remember, all you got to do is be bowl eligible, and bowls can pick and choose who they want. They don't necessarily have to have a top 10 team. And we've already heard overtures that the Peach Bowl, which is a very prominent bowl on New Year's Day, has already said that if they become bowl eligible, they will put them in their bowl game, which, like you said, will be wonders for the recruiting. And it starts against UCLA on Saturday. But can I tell you one thing, bro? I'm out here in LA. This UCLA game is going to be the blackest brewing game I've ever seen in my life. It's going to be so many black folks there. It's going to be a lot of barbecue and Hennessy on display. I'm just letting you know right now. I ain't never seen so many black people interested in seeing a UCLA game in my life, but that's going to be the case this weekend. My mom, my daughter and her mom are going out there, and I've seen several other people. Of course, my daughter went to UCLA, and guess who she rooting for, bro? Prime in Colorado.
What? Are you kidding me? She went to UCLA. Your daughter is a Bruin who's rooting for the Buffs.
She's rooting for the Buffs. That's just the pull, the culture of Colorado. Now, mind you, she is also working for Michael Strahan's company that's doing a documentary that's following Prime.
Okay,
so
you left that part out.
Too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's part of work. Yeah.
You left that part out. So are you going to the game, Mike?
No, I'll be in studio. I got to work at Fox in studio on Saturday, but I wish I could be there. I was trying to get them, but that's going to be a good game. UCLA is one of the toughest defenses in the nation. They got the #1 defense in the Pac-12 overall and scoring-wise. We'll see what Deion Sanders and those guys coming off the bye. I'm curious to see what kind of team comes out for Colorado on Saturday.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.